The beginning of part 2. As you can see, I have my umbrella set up. But why, you may ask? Well, this is Arizona and it's fucking hot. So, part 2. Here we go. There are a number of things that you need to be aware of and you need to do. And I will do my best to point them out to you. First and foremost, hopefully you can see this. This is the adjusting wheel. Okay, and you need to turn it. So if you try and turn it here, you can't turn it. Look, it won't go that way. Well, there's a reason it won't go that way, and that's because of that thing there, which is meant to be like an automatic adjuster. But the idiots that designed it still put the hole in the back, but you need to be able to get that out of the way whilst, an English word, you turn this and it's, can you imagine trying to do this through that stupid little hole at the back? Now, obviously you can see I'm doing it from the front here, and it's reasonably accessible. It's still fucking slow to do, but that was wrong. Let's do that again. Cut. Right, here we go again. Now we've got rid of that idiot. In order to wind this in, now, yeah, I could take the springs off and just let it all fall apart and do it outside, but I just wanted to show you the adjustment on this is this. You need to rotate it in this direction, top to bottom. As you can see, it won't go. The reason it won't go is because of this adjusting ratchet thing. But if you're trying to adjust the shoes back so that you can get the drum off, it doesn't fucking work, because it locks this wheel so you can't adjust it. So as you saw in part 1, I could not adjust this wheel to get the shoes to retract because of this stupid piece of metal. Normally you can turn the wheel in one direction or the other. Mr. Toyota thinks he's being fucking smart and putting it on there. So yeah, great, you put it on and you can adjust the shoes once it's on. Ooh, fucking whoop-de-doody. But you can't unadjust them. How bloody stupid is that? So what you need to do, once you've pried your drum off or smashed it off or whatever, push that piece of shit out the way, grab your screwdriver, adjusting tool, whatever you got, and start unwinding. In other words, you're screwing this into this. That's what you have to do. But I'm showing you this purely so that if you're trying to get your drum off and you need to adjust it, this is what you've got to do. So you're going to have to get a hook in through the hole at the back to pull that piece of shit out the way, whilst you reach in with another screwdriver and adjust this. And remembering, this is the direction it goes in. Now, this is on the passenger side. I cannot put hand on heart at the moment and say that the driver's side will be the same. It may be an opposite thread. I don't know until I get to it. So there you go. Just wanted to show you that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off and then do this off the vehicle. A couple of other things I'm going to show you later, but I want to point one out now. This little beastie here, I mean, you don't get all of this with the hardware kit. You get the springs and the clips and spring and clips and cups and clips and springs and clips and clips. Cover this in a grease. Don't go crazy, because you don't want it flying around the drum. The other thing I do is this beastie here. This has to come off. I try and do that while it's on the vehicle still. Why? Because it's easier. And as you can see how I'm doing it, there we go. And what I did then is I rested the screwdriver up against that so that I could bend it off. Bend it. Okay, there we go. Now I should, in theory, let's see if I can do it this way. There we go, look at that. Would you just look at that, our kid? All right, with a bit of jiggery pokery, I'll be able to get that off of there. And that's the next thing. Let's move on to something a little more exciting. Here is the wheel cylinder from AutoZone. It's made by Duralast, which is their home brand, probably made in chinky China. Yeah, hey, oh yeah, China, which means it's half crap, not full crap, or maybe it's real crap, not part crap. 34013 is the wheel cylinder. It is the same number for both sides. That. The other thing you need to buy is this, H7253, or better known as 17343. This is the hardware kit. It has 2 of everything in it. You see? And do note, these 2 springs are different colours. The reason they're different colours is because they go on different sides. So, let's pour this out. Ooh, look at all that pretty stuff. So, hopefully you're seeing this. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hello. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Oh, did I miscount? 2, 4, 6, 7. Is it caught in one of these? Yes, it is. Oh, you bastard, look at that. It's stuck in there. And that was me about to badmouth AutoZone. Not that I ever do that to AutoZone. Boink, there it is. Okay, so 8 of those you need. These are the 2 springs. As you can see, as I said, they're different. Yeah, and you've got these 2 little blue ones. They're pornographic springs. And then you've got the 2 black one here. Oh, and people, don't get offended by that. It's just meant to be fun, for Christ's sake. Stop all this bloody political shit. Sorry, on my bandwagon again. A couple of circlips and the cups. Obviously, you need 2 for each shoe. And there you go. Another 2, another 2. And then, of course, the springs. And if they're Bruce springs, throw them in the trash straight away. You know, Bruce Springsteen. Sorry, not my favourite artist. I know a lot of people like him, but he just don't do it for me. Perhaps because I've got taste. All right, yes, all right. I know you like him, I don't. Each to their own. All right, and 2 new clips. You saw me just furking with that other one. So there you go, that's the kit. Now, what I do like to do is just lay it all out so I know I've got everything I need. Then what I'll do is take half of it away, put it in the bag, that's ready for the other side. So, you're going to watch me do that because you're so excited. Now, I don't know which spring it is, so let me have a look and see if I can figure it out. So, if it's that one, it goes like that, just like that. And if it's this one, it goes like that. Now, hang on. That looks more like it, as opposed to that one. Why? Why, you cry in unison? Well, I can tell you why. Look at this bend here, this piece. Look in there, it's exactly the same. That's why. So this one is for this side. This one can go in the bag. All right, as I said before, we need 4 of these. 2, 4, chink. Those 4 go in there. We're going to need 1 of those, not 2 of them. We're going to need 4 of these, not 2 of them. Not 2 of them. Oh, God, I'm just so funny. Okay, we're going to need 1 of these circlips. I believe that's actually, that is not a circlip. It's called an E-clip because it looks like the letter E. E. then, sorry about the screaming little brats, I'll go and kill them in a minute. We only need one of these clips, and we need 2 of these springs, and we need 1 pornographic blue spring. So now I have my kit set aside for the other side. What I also like to do is just make sure we look at the shoes. Now on this, where the hell did that come? Oh, yeah, sorry. This extra clip here, and I mean extra, that came with the shoes, but it also comes in the hardware kit, so you end up with a few spare things. You've got to make sure you choose the right shoe. You see that's got the pin in it, this has got the pin in it, and the other shoe, which is for the other side of course, has the pin the other way, so you can't get it wrong. And I like to look at it and line it up and say, okay, yeah, it's got that slot, it's got that hole, it's got that groove. Okay, good, right, so that's the correct shoe for there. That's the correct shoe for this side. And something I want you to note, these edges are chamfered. That is to help reduce, can't say it'll stop, reduce squealy. Okay, and on them you will see these protrusions. They rub up against the back of the plate, and I will tell you later, once we get these old ones out of the way, what to do with those lumps that stick out on the plate. So that's how that one goes. We can have a quick look and see if the spring will fit. I can't think why the hell it wouldn't. And oh gosh, there's nothing to hook it to because it's there. So that is something you have to take off clean, which I'm going to do, and save. Also, I've got to get this wheel cylinder off, and I have soaked this with PB Blaster, and I've also soaked the back with PB Blaster in a vain attempt to make it easy for me to get it off. All right, I don't think you really need to see me get the shoes off, do you? Oh, maybe just a quick thing. Oh, I haven't got my pliers with me. I wonder if I can do it with this. Finger on the back of this pin. I don't think this is going to work. No, it's not. I'm not even going to try it. I need pliers. No, I haven't got pliers with me. We will take a break and you will not notice. Did you miss me? I'm back, don't worry. Right, as I was saying, get your finger, whichever finger you want, put it on the back of the pin, grab your pair of pliers, give it a push and a twist, and off she comes. Now, we don't need these anymore, so they're going in there, that's going in there. We don't need the pin, so turn it, pin can go in there. It's all junk, all junk. All right, let's do the same on the other side. People wonder why it's more expensive to do drum brakes. This is why, because there's so much shit to deal with. There we go. That's another reason I like doing these videos. My customers see what is involved. Damn, that's a lot of shit. Yeah, that is a lot of shit. All right, now I'm gonna try and get a spring or two off. No, I'll show you what I just... Hey, I just had a thought. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. It hurt. So, let's see if I can get this fucker off of here. I don't know if my tool is going to work on this because they are in such an awkward place, but we will try. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to... Let's see, maybe I can get it on there. There we go. Got you little bastard. And that is the black spring. Dun 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 dun. The black spring. Although this one's painted blue, of course, but as you can see, it's the same fucking spring. That goes across your bottom. All right, so that one is now off. I have loosened the handbrake on the back, which I didn't show you, but there's a pin on the back that you take off on. Let me see if I can find the pin. There you go. There's the pin, and there's the clip, and this is where it attaches to here. Okay, and this is the cable here. It attaches on there. So I've taken that out. That way it takes all the tension off of it, because there is this little cable. Now, some kits come with that cable, others don't. Now, despite the fact you know that I cleaned this thing is as filthy as hell. And to try and get this motherfucker out of here ain't easy. Let me see if I can do it. My digital persuasion. There we go. Alright, so, and this is all going to be reused, so you need to clean this shit up. And I'm just going to start to clean this shit up pile over here. There we have, I don't know if I can get that one off. Probably not. I'm just looking at this spring here, which is the Dutch little blue one. That really doesn't look as robust as the original, I must admit. Good God. Wow, that surprises me. Oh well. I'll try it. If it doesn't work, I'll put that back on. It's only for the handbrake mechanism, so really it doesn't matter too much. I might actually, let's try taking this clip out of here. Get that out of the way. That's one less thing to do. Yep, that goes in the trash. Now I might, there we go, that's off of there. Now can I get this one? Okay, now I might, there we go, yeah, to pull this apart. And the reason I'm doing it this way, and I wanted to show you, is you can set this up, which I will do, before you put it on the car. It just makes life a little easier. Okay, now obviously I know I have to clean this up and grease this up. I need to take this mechanism off here, and where's the clip? That's interesting. I would have thought there was going to be a clip on that, but guess not. All right, there it is. It's off. Look at this, fucking look, and this is it. You're going to get in a hell of a state doing this job, so be prepared. I'm going to take this as a unit over to the parts cleaner, clean it as it is, then take it apart. And again, because you can, obviously I'm filming because you're watching it, this gives you good reference. Okay, but if you don't have a video camera, get a cheap ass camera, take pictures. Yes, it's great to have the other side, as I said earlier, to look at, but of course it is opposite. So this is what you need to do. Well, you don't have to do it. If you don't, I don't give a shit. That's your problem, not mine. You can see how badly worn these shoes are. Wow, terrible. All right, so that, along with that, has got to be cleaned. I will be oh, excuse me. I will be cleaning this up and trying to grease it up a bit. Now, earlier I was talking about the shoes rubbing up against the pads at the back. What you do is you grab yourself a piece of sandpaper, as they call it. I don't call it sandpaper. Sandpaper's for wood. This is a special cloth mechanics use, but there is also emery cloth, and this is where it rubs. Now, that should be greased, and it's not. So get your thingy like this, give it a fucking good clean. Rub it off, you know, the Russian composer, rub it off. The one you do every night in bed, you know, rub it off. Give it a clean. Okay, I will be cleaning this better and more off camera because I'm not going to waste your time with you watching me do that. Once you have cleaned it, go grab yourself some anti-seize. I use this stuff called coppergrease. I get my son to send me this from England. Over here, I believe you can buy it in small tubes. I use a lot of this shit. This is stuff I've used, more years than I care to remember. It's good stuff. Now, you put it on there reasonably liberally, but don't go fucking crazy, because you don't want that grease throwing around everywhere. But you do need a decent amount. Okay? Oh, and I hope you can see there, that's the hole that the adjuster's meant to be done through. And a stupid idea that is. Oh, and if I'm correct, and I believe I'm correct, when you apply the handbrake on this vehicle, it adjusts the shoe. So whilst you initially do it with this, through here, you know, with the screwdriver, click, then every time the handbrake, yes, and it's a handbrake, guys, I know you guys call it an emergency brake, but it's a handbrake or a parking brake in my land, that does an adjustment. It pulls on a lever, and adjusts it. It should be adjusting the shoes out, but of course it can't do it if this is fucked, or if this can't move because it's seized against the shoe. So that's another good reason to clean it. And yes, I do need to give this another clean, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that cylinder off first. There's probably no brake fluid left, and then I'll get a stiff brush. I like a nice stiff one, and once I've got me stiffy, I'll go find myself a... No, I'll got my stiffy brush. I'll spray this with brake cleaner, degreaser, whatever, you know, the weapon of your choice. Clean it up. Now look, my hands are filthy, and that's just taking those things off. Before you put everything back on, get your hands clean. I mean, yes, I should be wearing gloves, but I just forgot. Simple, huh? And a tip that someone else mentioned, and I believe it was Eric, the car guy. See, there's a little bit of contamination there already. Is you get some of your tape, you know, your 3M. What the hell do you call it? I've forgotten. Masking tape. Cover the shoe in it. Then once everything's on there, you just peel it off. In fact, I think that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and get my masking tape, and I'm going to do that because I've already put a mark of dirt on there, which I will clean off first, and I didn't even know I'd done it. You see? So you got to be careful. And undo that from there. How about this one? Yep, you see, look, a couple of... Oh, actually, no, they're not greasy marks. They're just other where the shoes banged against each other in the box. Right, so there you go, guys. I'll show you before I put it on. They've got masking tape on it. I will show you this cleaned up and greased with my new master cylinder on there, so that you can see we're ready to go. All right, I'm going to stop this video now. Not that you're going to notice, because the next thing you'll see is me putting everything back. But I need to go and suck my gin and tonic and masturbate. No, not masturbate. Why do you keep saying masturbate, Gary? What's wrong with you, you weird bastard? I'm going to masticate. In other words, have some lunch. Okay, this will look a bit upside down to you. I'm on the back of the brake drum. I'm just loosening off the brake pipe here. It's a 10mm. I'm not going to worry about plugging the pipe like I would normally, purely because this system has probably got so much air in it, it's not true. And what I'm going to do, once I get the new piston cylinder on here, is I'm just going to open the bleed valve and leave it and not worry about it. I'm going to top up the fluid, and then it'll kind of gravity bleed a bit. I'm not expecting a lot, and I will be pressure bleeding it. Okay, there you go. So that is out now, and that is a piece of junk. It wouldn't be a piece of junk apart from the fact it popped its cylinder, and in my mind, too damn dangerous to put back together. Also, the customer did want me to do a brake bleed on this system, so let's pull that pipe back, and we'll just let that drip out of the way, and not worry about it. Now we can get to this. So this is going to be a little tricky. The reason it's going to be tricky is I'm using brake cleaner, and I'm going to put eye protection on in case that shit backfires at me, but I'm also going to be putting on this breather mask to protect me from car COVID. Oh, car COVID. Oh, I'm just so funny. This is going to be tricky. Oh, pardon you, say the least. Because that brake cleaner, sorry, voice has gone funny, I got the mask on. That brake cleaner is potent shit. It's good, but boy is it potent. And obviously because this leaked like fucking crazy, everything is covered in dunky bunky bunky spunky dunky. Spunky. Oh damn, I went Dutch all of a sudden. Must need some Dutch courage. Now I'm not expecting perfection here, but I like to get it reasonably clean. You know, when it's premiering at the Odeon, you want them to think you did a good job, even if you didn't. It's looking reasonable. Hopefully you'll see this. As I said, you can use whatever you like to clean it, you know, purple power or whatever. I just like to use brake cleaner because it evaporates. You don't have to rinse it off afterwards. Okay. Now initially, I think I used 3 cans trying to get this crap clean. This is the 4th can of this stuff. So, if you're doing this for someone else and charging them, do remember to allow for the cost of that stuff. It ain't cheap. Oh, now look at my leg. I've got the dreaded lurgy. Oh crap, now I'm going to die. Perhaps I'll amputate my leg first. Alright, I'm just going to give the air a chance to clear for a moment. Let me change of plan. Grab my piece of paper and sand a bit. I'm going to keep this mask on for a moment because the fumes are still in the air. So you're going to have to listen to my funny muffled voice. So I try and not talk a lot. Tell you what, it would probably been better to use some kind of electric, I don't know, wire brush or something to clean these. These are quite worn there and grooved. I'm sure the customer doesn't want to pay for a new back plate right now, so we'll allow it to continue. And besides, getting a new back plate on this baby, that would not be easy. Oh yeah, the whole hub has to come off and everything. Oh, I wouldn't even want to think about that job. Okay, so you've got the roughness off of those. Oh no, not quite. Do a bit more on that one. There you go, yeah, that's better. A little bit more on that one. Alright, now, the good old copper grease. And I find the best brush is my finger. So we put the grease on there, smear it on, smear it off. What was that on? Oh, wax on, wax off, wasn't it? That's right, yes. See, my brain does work sometimes. Not often. Puffing and panting here in this mask. I hate wearing a mask, but these days, of course, you don't have that fucking choice, do you? Now you can see the brake fluid is just dripping off the bottom. Doesn't drip off my bottom that often. Because nobody's going to break my bottom. That's for sure, for sure. Alright, so let me now grab my nice new cylinder. Ooh, it's double bagged. Kinky. And I find keeping these bags is handy for when you're taking shit apart. Sometimes you want to put it in a bag. And this bag is just a bag. Is it a rat? No. Is it a rat bag? No, it's just a bag. And okay, so we're going to take this out of here. Now, if I'm right, these you then, you see, reverse and put on there. So take the plug out of there and put it on there to keep the shit out. Now, grab your 2 bolts that you took out earlier. Place your wheel cylinder in. Stick your nuts in the hole. Although personally I prefer to stick other items in the hole, if you know what I mean. Okay, that's one down. Okay, I'm doing this lazily. I shouldn't. Get off your ass, Gary. Excuse me a second, I gotta take this damn mask off. Whew. Ah, that's better. Although the wife wouldn't agree, I'm sure. She'd rather have me muffled. Or was it silenced? I can't remember which. Okay, so there we go. Just lightly screw them in. And find that you just dropped it. Oh. I need to get my magnet. You're going to have to come for a walk with me. Are you enjoying the walk? Good. Yes, I dropped that bolt and went straight in where the ABS sensor goes. Jesus. Thankfully, it didn't get anywhere. Cool, that would have been a pisser, wouldn't it? There's a word of warning for you guys. Let me get that screwed in there. Very likely. Quite likely, yours truly, dear Ivy. Alright then, grabbing one's pipe, stick it in the hole. And the reason I didn't do those nuts up tight was just in case I needed to gain a little more room. Now this is where you have to be very careful. Only ever start these with your fingers. Don't ever start them with a wrench, because if you cross thread that fucker, you are going to be so pissed. And let me see now. Make sure. Now I got that a fair way in with my finger. Mean to be finger on. Okay, there she goes. Yep, that's good. I can feel that's good. If when you get it there you start to feel binding, stop and do it again. And as the Beach Boys would say, and we're gonna do it again. Right, now, all right, so that is no longer leaking, and I pinch that up and that's good and tight. And now we just do up the nuts, bolts, on that. Great. And I you might say, well, you know, why didn't I put the sensor back in? I left it out because in case I need to do an adjustment on the brake. So that's it. That's it. Those are good. Get those kind of even, and that one's got to be turned. Let's see if I can do it with this screwdriver. Probably can't, but we'll try. Oh yeah, there you go. Just got to get that in the right position. As the actress said, to the bishop, get it in the right position. To me, in is the right position. All right, there we go. We're gonna do that. Right, so here we are. We have now, oh, I want to get that off of there to make sure that's not leaking. Give me a second. Another can. I'm sure it's not leaking there, but and yes, I held my breath when I did that. Dribble, dribble, dribble. All right. As I was saying before I rudely interrupted myself, I have now got the grease on the back where it touches, although I just washed it off of there, so meet. Gonna do that again. Just a little dabble. Okay. All right. And you. And you. And you. Okay. All right. So, as I was saying before, I was again rudely interrupted by me. The grease is on the back plate. The new wheel cylinder is in, not bled, but in. I'll bleed them once I've got them both done. The next video, because I'm going to stop this one here, will be the assembly of all of the parts. Hopefully you'll find it interesting, and if you don't, oh well. So, I want to get this one done and get it out there, because my customer, Mr. Ernie, likes to see these videos, and I enjoy doing them. It does mean the job takes longer, of course it does, but I think it's good because I believe the customer then sees what has to be done, and then when it comes to handing over the cash, goes, wow, you did a lot for a little money. And this bill for this particular job is $100, and the reason it's $100 is because I'm doing it properly, not the labor cost but the parts, replacing all the hardware, the brake shoes, the drums, everything, and obviously the wheel cylinders. So I hope it's appreciated. All right, there we go, guys. I think it'll be a job for tomorrow, because I want to do the video right now and get that sorted out, and get it out to my friend Ernie. All right. Oh, and yes, I will be cleaning up that wheel before I put it back in. All right. Good night, and see you on part 3.